What's the deal? What is the deal? User ready? We dropping bombs today. Pippenheimer's in the house. we building this nuclear bong. We're all about to hit it. Building the world's first atomic bong. Everybody want to hit this atomic bong? Because I'm Pippenheimer. Everybody want to hit the atomic bong. Oh, man. Chat, if you can build an atomic bong, hit me up. I'll give you my P.O. box. Send it in to be an exhibit at the Wix 9 Museum of Forex. Huh? That's a good idea. It's a good idea. How was everybody's FOMC? How you do? Tell me about it. How'd you do? I can build a can pipe. Yeah, I can make one out of an apple too. Gold's going up. Really? Yeah. Maybe. 40 pips on FOMC. Beautiful. Beautiful. Clubhouse feasted. Yeah, I caught 2 trades. Not even on the side of the 95. I caught 2 trades just booking it. I'm in a car right now. I'm doing 90 on the freeway. I had 2 buys. One for 16 pips and one for 10 pips. That's it. Are you guessing or actually trading?
What a stupid question that is.
Oh, I got fired today. GG's. Back to trading. That's funny. Yeah, Clubhouse been on beast mode. Guessing it is. Yes, we flip a coin. Honestly, I typically wait for it to show up in my daydreaming. But if I get no vision daydreaming or at night, I just I wing it, make it up as I go. Horoscopes? Yeah, some people use astral fucking, I don't know, planetary alignments, right? And they'll take buys based on whether Venus is in retrograde or not. I don't know. I'm just going to use a few horizontal lines. All right, so 2 minutes here left for the hourly. We have the daily that closed bullish back above range. You guys see this little area over here, right? And we closed back up above it. So what does that mean? Not much right now in terms of in immediate price action, but it means we're back in range, and eventually we should make our way up to the top of the range. As in, bloop, for the daily, right? How can that happen? Ideally, after grab some orders somewhere within this area. If we can do that, we can expect to come up, but for now I'm going to expect to come down there. How do we come down there? We're going to need a top wick, so this is probably what we're forming on the daily for now. Let's get rid of this. Let's jump down to the 4-hour. 4-hour closed bullish, current 4-hour pushing up. We might fill the range here. This is not bad actually. So you have a nice area here, right? Right as you fill the hourly here. Yep. Nice. And you have a nice area here. That down to something more realistic, which would be right there. It's kind of interesting how these ranges are formed. I want to see where this has the best potential of driving to. 35.4. Okay. Yeah, so anything above 25, any closure above 25 should fill us to 35. Because as we can see, when we close above here, when we close, this one just drove through, this one closed above, held, drove through. Over here we closed above, filled the range. We've had, this was on a, well, this was a closure above, but this is where we reached. And this was a little while ago. We have since then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times we have cleared this range since this area wasn't able to be filled. But even if we're looking at this as at the very least as an advantage point, this is still 70 pips of range. Right, so whether you're looking at 35 or 32, it's still 70 pips of range above there that we have a chance to fill. Now, the previous 30 was actually really a good entry here. We made that bottom wick, but I don't think we were on. We weren't live yet. That was lovely. And we have a nice area. Okay, we have a nice area at 15. It's a very clean range here, 25 to 15. I think maybe at 18 you have a little bit of play here, right there. But overall, if we reject, we're going to come down to 15. So we've cleared this range numerous times, and every time we drive through it, you see it's just a clean drive. Clean drive, clean drive, clean. With the momentum we have right now, the hourly closing bullish, I'd expect the next hourly to decide what we're going to do. So anytime within this next hour, whether it's a 15, a 30, you know, even a 5, I expect some closures outside this range, and we'll start looking for positions. So it's coming very soon. We'll get there very soon. I think this level might be higher. Let's see, if you look at 28. Yeah, I think we're good here. I'm gonna maintain this area as our level of interest, and let's see how we react here. 4 hour doesn't have a bottom wick. Just continuing the drive here. The daily, no bottom wick. We're just continuing up here. I'd expect a bullish, if there's a bullish closure here, I would expect us to fill the range up to 35, maybe even 50. Be patient here because market can't. This 5 is annoying. Yeah. There's people in the chat. Only 50 likes. I don't even see that many likes. I see 11. Crazy YouTube. Crazy. Fucking Knicks blew it yesterday. I was so upset after the stream. I hit up Don. It was like, yo, the Leafs won in overtime. You doing a double stream? I was like, the Knicks lost in overtime. Take over my time slot. Just do a triple stream. I don't even want to stream. That's bullshit. That was a tough one. I got a Hawaii juice and a Miami mix. And the Hawaii juice just ended. So I gotta chill with this Miami mix. Yeah, I yawn a lot lately in the Asian session. It's a good thing. That means it's not that I'm bored. It means I'm just tired from the day. Got a lot of stuff done. kind of forced to wait. Market hasn't given an indication of anything. Just kind of slowly trickling up, or was trickling up. This 25 level is also very minor, like in terms of the higher time frame. You know, the 28 level makes so much more sense. Let's say we go to 28 here. If that's the case, like this, right? It's just, that's massive. Yes. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay. So, this isn't bad that we're pulling back here. Because I think we can still establish, we can pull back here and then the next 5 or 15 candle, and then establish a support and finish the range up. And maybe that would be our position. Let's get this closure here in 4 minutes and 3 minutes on a 5. Maybe we can get a bottom wick here to 21 and a bullish flip. So if the 5 closes like the 15 closes like it is right now, there's a minor level here. And if we can create a bottom wick for this candle, right, do something like this, then we can take the flip to finish out the range. It's about 30 pips of range here. Excuse me. But we're going to need to wait for it to set up. Because it can push now, it can finish the range, but I need to see a 15 closure. And obviously you want it above 24.25, that minor level. Smoke got me? Yo man, that strike off, that's from this shit. They get rough, like closer to the end of their life. Wow, Miami down 22, down 20. Getting blown out in the exit game. FOMC was good. FOMC was great. 2 trades. That's it. Two trades. We just closed on the 15. Closed bullish. If we can get a bottom wick here, we should be able to finish out the range. We closed above 24.2. There's a minor level there, right there. That runs across. And we did close just above it, 24.4. It's gonna flip here now, huh? Some room to fill. I can't take this here because the 30 doesn't have a bottom wick here. The hourly doesn't have a bottom wick. The 4 hour doesn't have a bottom wick. The daily doesn't have a bottom. I'm expecting one of these to pull back and grab orders. And if they don't, if this is the extent of the pullback and we just continue driving up, then I'll look for more positions after the drive. And I'll wait for it to set up the way I need it to. Chat, give me 1 second because my kids are going crazy in the other room. I want to see what's going on, if everyone is okay. I got to see if I need to call the ambulance or the Avengers or something, a babysitter. Something. Hold on. Let me see. Yes. Alrighty then. Where was I? Oh, I was right here. I'm done with this basketball game. Fucking the Heat can't do shit. Celtics win every game by like 50. Hold on a second, chat. Never mind. Oh, I'm coughing like crazy from this one, specifically this one. I'm done with that. By the way, guys, Peter thinks gold will see 2400 soon. I smells cells. What are you, Gollum? My precious. I smell cells. Appreciate you, Peter. Peter the Analyzer. Yes, Quick IG promo, absolutely. By the way, if you haven't done so yet, go follow the IG. The IG is on another level. 420 viewers. You know what that deserves? You guys all deserve an atomic bong. The Pippenheimer is here to declare that we are building an atomic bong, and we're all gonna smoke it when it's built. How long has it been since I started trading? It's been 5 years. Actually, it's going to be 6 years in a few months. Yeah, almost 10 years in about 36 months. Or 40 or 50 months. Yeah, actually, it'll be a decade in exactly 50 months. So, yeah, almost a decade. 50 months from now, I'll be doing this a decade. Think about it, because I've been doing it for like 5 years and 10 months. So 48 months is 4 years, and then another 2 months for this year. It would be 6. Yeah, 50 months. I've been doing this then for way more, right? I've been doing it for like 70 months now. Any advice for being in the break-even stage? No, not anything besides the typical shit. I mean, you did something to get to the break-even stage, right? So you have a proof of concept for getting there. Now, if you can just repeat that and get out of the break-even stage, because here's the thing. You probably already know what's going to get you out of the break-even stage, because you had to apply it at some point to not lose all the time and get to a break-even stage where you lose partially some of the time. So you already know how to get out of the break-even stage because you knew how to get there. The key is Are you able to apply it properly or figure out what it is and or how to apply it properly or what you need to tweak in order to get out of it? But you already know, like if you are truly in a break-even stage, you already know what you need to get out of it. The tough thing is most people will never figure it out. If most people, that is where they'll get to. That'll be the extent of their career, and they'll never be able to break through that stage. That is where most people will top out. Break-even stage. So just because you got there, doesn't mean it has nothing. Doesn't mean, yeah, great, you're on your way. You're able to get break-even and not lose money. How long are you willing to do that? You know, you got a family, you want to live. Like, are you willing to be break even for the next 5, 10 years, 15, 20? Was it at the 30 years from now, you're going to be like, it was worth it being a break even for the last 30 years? Like, that, unfortunately, that's where most traders will get stuck and will top out. But you got there, right? So it's really, you know, the potential is there. It just, not everybody's mind works the same way, right? So some people figure it out, some people don't. I don't know what it depends on, because I've seen like, you know, let me just, like, some people that make money who like aren't exactly the, you know, the sharpest tool in the shed, right? But you know what I mean? Were you struggling to get out of BE? Yeah, I spent a year break even. Drop my lots, drop my risk, back to the drawing board, and just like the thing is, when you're not break even, you don't know what you don't know, right? Like, but when you're break even and you've been in the industry for a while, like, you kind of like figure out what you don't know, and you stay away from those things, and you know what you know, and you learn to apply those things. Overthinking, overanalyzing, of course it couldn't be. A lot of people, you know, just have a hard time getting out of their own way, right? It could be a matter of that, but I can't diagnose you like, you know, like, not the Forex doctor in terms of like a trader doctor, right? And analyzing why you're not profitable, right? I show you my behind the scenes of my trading to see if it can give you any clue or idea on how you can get from where you are to where you want to be, right? How you manage your emotions, start to get profitable, how not to become overconfident. Oh, over risk. Over risk on the next loss. And then you're like, oh, well, that's a good way to not become overconfident. I don't know. There's like, I'm pretty confident. I'm very confident in what I'm doing, because like, I have the comfort of doing this for many years and knowing that what I do works. I have a proof of concept. I have a great sample size. I've lived through many market cycles. I've lost a lot of money, which I get not losing. I've basically spent money on education, because that was, all those losses were lessons for me, right? And I just paid a lot to get those lessons. I realize now I could have paid much less to learn what I know now. How many trades you take in a day? So this morning I had 2, and last night I had 1. I don't know. Anywhere from 1 to 3 trades a day is like my average. I've had days where I've had 5, like a couple days ago, like maybe a week ago, I had 5 trades. 80K down last year at 17 years old. We coming close to the Ina, bro. Just at 780, bro. I was gonna say keep selling drugs. Like, how the fuck did you get 80 grand at 17 years old? But, like, I don't know. Maybe you're a trust fund baby. But like, I don't even care that you lost 80K. I'm impressed you had 80 grand at 17 years old. I was trying to find enough money for like a video game at 17 or at 16. Ship pounds of Pingat. Yo, I'm gonna give him my P.O. box. Ship it. Any advice? Down 5% on my 50K funded? Stop buying funded accounts until you know how to trade. How long have you been a Rasta? What age you knew he was financially okay? I don't know. It's like a loaded question. I still don't know if I'm financially okay. I got mad kids. Schools, universities, trips. The shit's expensive, yo. Which one you like more, swing trading or scalp? It doesn't matter. I like trading. I love trading, and I'm very good at scalping. Start learning trading. I didn't have a mentor and I didn't have any courses. I've learned everything I know in my life, honestly, on YouTube. Everything I know. Like how to cook, YouTube. Like a lot of shit. Politics, YouTube. Right? How to do wires in the house, YouTube. How to do like electrical outlets and rewire like ceiling fans, YouTube. Like I've literally learned how to do the gutters in the house, YouTube. How to stain the deck, YouTube. How to how to stream. Yes, I learned that off YouTube. How to stream. I went on YouTube and I said, "Hi." I just wrote, "How do you stream?" Like, how to use OBS Stream Deck. How to use OBS Streamlabs. How to use the Stream Deck. How to use everything. The thing is with trading, it wasn't like how to trade. It was like trial and error, because like I learned from everyone and everything. I try to listen, and the thing is, most of the time people you listen to don't really have a fucking clue what's going on either. And it was either that or it was somebody that was teaching me something that they learned and they didn't learn it fully to a great extent. And like, right, I'd ask people questions like, and They don't really have a clear explanation, right? When I started trading, I told this story before. I used to, like, I would see positions and I'd write people emails, right? Like, be like, yo, does this look good? Look at my breakdown, right? And I'd have like EMAs crossing over. I'd have a fib up, right? The Bollinger Bands. I had the RSI, the MACD, and I chart all that, and I'd be like, yo, does this look good? Like, is this a buy or a sell? I'd be like, chat. And then I'd be like, is this a good buy? And then literally 2 weeks later, I'd get an email back. Looks good. Like, besides the fact that it's already 2 weeks since that shit happened and the positions fucking played out, it was literally like, looks good. Like, nothing. No. That's how I learned, yo. I used to just reach out to people and try to get their opinion. A YouTuber was beneficial that taught me trading. I don't think they taught. I just took a lot from what they said. I think a big influence came from Uncle Ted. Ted and yeah, I think I used to watch Raja. Like, obviously I've been on Don's live streams for the last 4 years. Right? We've been running streams for a long time. It's just the overall influence of traders around me and everything that they would do and their reasoning behind it. It would either make sense to me or it wouldn't make sense to me, but I gotta be honest with you. Like, the biggest influence on my trading came from a couple of things. Ted, with his mindset and reasoning, just the logic, doing what he's doing. It always amazed me that there was, like, no matter what it was, even if it was dumb, like, even if it didn't work, I mean, it was logic behind it. Even if it was, like, unsuccessful, even, like, right, even if it wasn't exactly correct, there was still logic to what he was doing. It wasn't guesswork, right? So that made me very logical in the charts, because that made me forced to convince myself of position. Like, if I was telling this, and number two thing, besides listening to Ted being logical, number two was actually streaming. Starting to stream and being like, getting a lot of wins under my belt, getting a lot of blues in my terminal, and that led me to have a lot of confidence to start streaming. And a big reason why I'm streaming today is Don Vo, right? That's a huge influence, because that just, like, I would never understand that people fuck with what I'm doing if it wasn't for Don Vo's streams, right? I spent a couple of years spent damn near 4 years, 3.5 years co-hosting, and it just gave me a confidence that, yo, people fuck with what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don hit me up one day. He was like, yo, they really fuck with you. I was like, yeah. Like, we had that conversation on the phone once. He's like, nah, they really fuck with you. I was like, they're trolling? He's like, nah, they fuck with you. And, like, that's the two biggest influences. I think me streaming, which was Don, was a big influence, and I think Uncle Ted's logic was a big influence behind everything I do. There has to be some logic. But it was never like, oh, this person took me under their wing and, like, helped me figure stuff out, or gave me access to pick their brain all the time, or, like, no, I didn't have that from anybody. Like, I wish I had me. I would have learned way quicker, because me as an educator is very good at explaining things, and me as a student is very good at understanding things. But unfortunately, me as a student didn't have me as an educator, because that would have been a fucking killer combo. Damn, so we just, sorry chat, we've been here for 40 minutes. We haven't moved. This is where we started the stream. Look, it just, price hasn't moved. Spreads are insane. My spreads are pretty decent right now, 2.5. I wish you were here with me, chilling on a beach in Hawaii. That's a good song, chat. You had $250 Canadian in your bank account when you were 18. Well, are you still in Canada? Because this shit's probably like $25. You're in Hawaii right now? I wish I was there with you. I just want to walk around the city yelling aloha and just confuse people. GJ, please. Pass me that J, I'll fucking turn on GJ. This guy's room's fucking cloudier than the Poconos Mountains in the morning. Ever go to the Poconos in like September, on like an early morning in September when it rains? Can't see shit. Someone buy me a damn prop firm account. Imagine how proud you're gonna be of yourself when you buy it. Actually, probably not that proud. I think you're gonna be proud when you pass it. You're gonna be pretty tight when you buy it and blow it. Great Smoky Mountains. Yeah, I actually like going to Tennessee. It's pretty dope. Oh, fuck. Well, there goes that shit. Where do you go, my e-cig? Where did you go? I wanna know. The shit fell right under the table. That song is fire? Yeah. So is the... Is this on Reebok or it's on Nike? That was fire too. Yo, you know what I did the other day? I turned on Jock Jams and pulled up to my kid's school. I turned on Jock Jams, the first one, the very first one, with where they do a medley of all the 16 songs on the list. I was like, give me a Jock Jams medley, and I pulled up to the school talking about I like to move it, and then all the shit you be listening to on, like, I don't know, in the gym in the 90s. He could go all the way. Kids Bop? No, not Kids Bop. Jock Jams. My kids were getting in the car, and then they went like this in the seat. It was like, Dad, close the fucking windows. I was like, nah, baby, open the sunroof. And look at him go, and look at him go. He could go all the way. giving away my age, yo. Don't do that to us. I won't. Can you analyze? We're ranging right now, right? We have two important levels we need to look out for right now between 26 and 15, and 35 as a potential target if we get closures above. For now, I want to see a closure either above this range, right? Like such. Ideally, we have 15 minutes to go on the 4 hour. Ideally, we can do this on the 4 hour. If this candle can pull up here, then we are looking most likely, it's a possibility if this happens, we can get off the rib buys. It needs to close high enough, probably around here. All right, if we can do that, then we might have off the rib buys, and it'll depend on the steepness of the wick. All right. Also, if we don't get a massive push up, but a closure just above, because there's a, I gotta look at it on the 15. I believe the level is right here. All right, so I think if we can close something like this, then we can look for a bottom wick to a support somewhere within this area, and then a flip, right? And on the smaller time frame, you might actually get this in a, this kind of form. You might see a bearish candle close, respect this as a support. This will happen on a 5, or you might get a candle close bearish, and then a 5-minute or a 15 back above the range, and that's right, and that's when you're looking for a very minor wick at that point, because on the higher time frame you've already created a steep wick, right? On the higher time frame this will look like this. So that's what we're looking for if we're going to get buys. We're looking to respect this as a support once we're above it. Until then, I wanted to see if we get buys into this area, and that's a possibility, but I got to see how the 4 hour closes, because if it closes like this, there's a 4 hour level here that it's respecting. If it closes above on the 4 hour, I don't think it's going to be a massive bottom wick that we need. If it closes below, we'll wait on the next hourly for a smaller time frame candle, maybe a 15 and a 30 above here within the next hourly candle. Okay, and if we are going to pull back, then I would either want this 4 hour to flip bearish, or I would want the next 4 hour to pull up before making a bottom wick and then come back in range, and then we'll look for sells, right? Because on the 4 hour, if on the 4 hour we want to break this high, or the high that's going to be made right now on this 4 hour, overall we want to break these highs actually. The way it's printing right now, you might end up getting a push up, right? You might get a buy, which would be a top wick on the 4 hour, come back down. We might get a sell if the smaller time frame decides to come up here. Whoops. Right, if the smaller time frame after the hourly closure decides to do this, breaks the high and back in range, right, then we might start looking for sells to this area. A lot of range here. This is 100 pips here. So if we got to see this area respected as a support or turned into a resistance, or turned into a support or respected as a resistance. Until then, we wait. Yeah, let me flip the tape. Yesterday we had such an early position, we had no chance to flip the tape. Yeah, at this time yesterday we were calling it a stream. Interesting that you chose 25 as the next resistance. I have that as a minor low. Overall, I'm looking 15 to 35, but that's 200 pips of range. I think we need to make our way up there regardless, right? This range gets filled here. Interesting. I'm just an interesting kind of guy. For the buys, that celery you explained, it might look like it might form in the shape of a celery on the smaller time frame, but it wouldn't. The celery wouldn't be the entry. The entry would be a flip, which is before the celery. You have an advantage point of a few pips over the celery. Your advantage point would technically be the body and the top wick of the previous candle, not the bottom wick. Does that make sense? Right? Because if you close, right? Because if you close above here, and then the smaller time frame gives you this, right? The entry is not the break of the highs like it would be on the celery on the next candle. The entry would be of the flip of the next candle right here, right? Because you would come down, and the next candle, this is just a flip on the higher time frame. So the entry would be here, and you have the advantage of the previous candle. What did I just say? Body and top wick. This is your advantage point, not the bottom wick. That's not your advantage. And this would be, right, like there's plenty of range, 30 pips there. Just so it might play out to look like a celery, but the entry will be before the celery play. Capiche? I saw right on time. Key now is to wait for it to close. The 4 hour, the hourly closes here in 8 minutes. So be patient. Before, I don't have any idea, but no, I get you, and really, because the devious. Devious for the W. Loki got the itis. What happened? You ate some oxtail? You on that oxtail? I know it. I give you the itis like a motherfucker. You get some oxtail with some sweet plantains, some rice and peas, man. Shit. Go hibernate. You had some ice cream and snickerdoodle cookies after the beef tie. Oh, damn. You just added like 4.5 hours on the Stairmaster. At like speed 20. Yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear that, bro. So, how the fuck did a fly get in here? Yo, get the fuck out of here. Who let you in? Yo, who leaked the password to the door? There's a fucking fly in my room. You want to use leak the damn password? Chat, this has been our session right here. These 4 15-minute candles so far. I mean, you're excited for the push here, but like, I don't know. Oh. How would you go about being a sniper? Well, you need that comes with experience and getting better and more locked in on your plays. You basically got to fuck around and find out. Fuck around, you will find out. Let me get some camo. A fucking, what do you call a scope? Get yourself a scope. Grab her by the pips. I should have done that. I should have had Trump for the thumbnail with my face. Talking about grab her by the pips. Ah, that's a good one. So much winning. Okay? So much winning. Tonight, Wix. What's tonight? Oh, Husky. What up, Husky? You taking a trade this session? No, yeah. Imagine that 31 runner. The market's moved a total of 29, 30 pips here overall up and down in our session, and we already caught a 31 pip runner. We haven't had 30 pips yet in the overall market move. No, this shit is from yesterday. Hold on, let me delete it. Delete. And gone. You got a runner? Still looking at the charts. Yeah, I mean, it's slave for you. Well, you've been showing up to Asian session. My stream record is from when I started streaming last month. The 122 trades? No, 122 wins. There's damn near 200 trades there. There's 180. There's 206 trades there. No, it's not from last month. This is our lifetime record. $200 trades in 4 months. I don't even get that. I'll get maybe. I average, I think, anywhere from 15 to 25 trades a month. But I've had months with like 6 trades the entire month, right? Like 5 trades. It's happened. We've also had months with like 30, 35 trades. It just depends, but on average, I'd say like 15 to 20 a month. 4 hour just closed here. All right. So 4 hour closed bullish, below resistance. We need a bottom wick here. The thing is, we might never come back up. Everything closed bullish, right? 1 hour, the 30, oh, the 15, but 15 with no bottom wick. Yeah, if we tap 23.19, I'm gonna take a bottom wick. I'll have a bottom wick entry. Actually, yeah, 23.19. If we can come down there, it's about 40 more pips. I want to break the previous candle low, previous 4 hour low. If we don't, but if we're able to tap at least 23.22 here, then we'll look for a flip. Closed above here. There's room to go up. I want a steeper bottom wick. I don't have a position here. This could fill the range here, but I want a steeper bottom wick. Like I said, if it fills the range without giving us that bottom wick, the steeper bottom wick, then we'll look for positions above 23.26. I will say this though, if it re-breaks its own low that it already made, because it made that low and flipped and made a high. If it re-breaks its own low, we'll set a buy stop on the re-break of the high. But it's highly likely that this, because the last 4 hour had a lot of momentum, it's highly likely we fill the range. Yeah, and I just want to have more confidence that it's going to push through, right? And this, we didn't reject off a major level here on that bottom wick for the 4 hour. Or off a level that we tend to drive off of. We just closed above a level, but where we tend to drive off, yeah, around 22 area. Yeah, you might not see a steeper bottom wick, but that's okay. I mean, that's on you. Like, you want to take that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It should fill the range. I completely agree. I want to be more confident. I don't want it to tap the small area here and reverse on us. There's still there's still minor levels here on the way, but if we grab more orders, I'll have more confidence that we're pushing up once it flips. Right? Not every drive, you don't need to be a part of every single drive unless it's your position. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's plenty of positions I see that, yeah, they should go up, but like, it's just, that's not part of my plan. Pending order? No. I was thinking about taking buys here, but I needed a steeper bottom wick, or we need to re-break the lows again and then re-break the highs. Then I'll look for positions. For now, I am not in anything. Although, that was a solid 4-hour closure to take us to the top of the range. There we go, it's filling the range. I mean, if anybody took the flip there, you guys should be at the very least break even. That gave you what, 13? 10 full? That's good job. Yeah, enough volume to push through. Pushing, 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 pushing. Yeah, we needed a wick. Another 10 pips. Then we would have been in there. Strategy cost for 20. Yeah, it's very subjective. Yeah, as long as you have no risk on the table after your advantage point. That's the key. This break out of highs here is not bad. Your advantage point's a little less here. Come on. Why am I having trouble doing this? Yeah, you'll see it. You should see it pop. Typically when it hovers like this, it'll pop. Previous 5, no bottom, no top wick. Let's see. It feels like it's stuck over there, but I still expect it to ride up. Not rejecting. Typically you'll tap a rejection point, you'll reject, right? It's not rejecting, it's hovering there, so some range to come up. Yeah, this should bring it up. Come on now. Yeah, you see how it's not reject. Typically, you tap a rejection area and you'd see a solid push back, even if you're gonna break it later. But you're not getting that solid push back, so it seems to me like this is only a temporary hold. Sellers stepping in, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind coming, grabbing more orders on the 4-hour. I do like our level though, because we see play at it, right? Once we get it, once we get there, just play there. 15 closes here in 2.5 minutes. Expect this to push up, break above the range here, and then look for positions on the next 15. Looking for new mods? Not at the moment. I think they got it locked down, but eventually, yeah. We're always adding mods. Always. And dropping mods. Mods. Dropping mods. Oh, Dallas scored. That's crazy. That's crazy. Treated to. What do you mean? Eddie's a mod already. This shit might push off the rip here. 30's got a bottom wick. 15's closing above the most recent. You might just get a push off the beginning of the candle. because you're not closing back in a range on the smaller time frame. Can we get a bottom wick though? Bottom wick, bottom wick. Yeah, it might push up initially. Gives me a bottom wick, we might make this interesting. Did it give one? Is that it? Interesting. Oh God, who knows a guy? Who knows a guy? Who knows a guy? Come on, no. Market literally hasn't done shit. Let's try to break the low here a couple of times, right? There's a level there. Right, see, it keeps tapping it and staying above it. Bets in for who's winning? In what sense? Still looking for a bottom wick. Yeah, that was pretty solid, but we're gonna close bearish right now on the 5. are we going to close back in range? Kind of respect it. I don't know. I'm going to need to see some smaller time frame sprint here. May 1st. Third period starts at 16 minutes. All right. All right. Shoot. 4 hour might flip here. And even if it flips bearish, you don't expect the candle to just be a straight drive down. Yo, get the hell off me. It's literally a fucking fly flying around. About to get a zapper. I want to see how we close here, because the 15. Like, this is the perfect area. This is where I was looking for the 4 hour. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was way off. Yeah, I was looking right here, right? Break the previous 4 hour low. Yeah, 23.19 for a bottom wick. But first thing we did was come up, make a top wick. We broke the previous candle high and then flipped. I'd still expect us to come up. Like, if we're gonna drive down, we'd need to grab more orders, and if we're gonna, because we're gonna need to retest these highs and then come down. But if we're gonna come up, can we hop on that ride up? This will be interesting. 30 closes here in 6 minutes, and if we can get a 30 doji candle, wow, would that be great? If we get a 30 doji, I think we might have. No, we're still gonna need a bottom wick, but we're gonna look for buys at that area on a flip. I keep taking the wrong one. Session goal 1500. That's cool. Perfect. You know what you need. 5 minutes here for this 15 and 30 closure. Like, yeah, we're rejecting, but as you can see, we're still making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So we're still printing with structure. Nice. Yeah, true. Aaron in the house. Appreciate you for coming through. We was looking for you, bro. We was looking for you, Aaron.
Aaron, where are you? Where is Aaron right now?
He's right here. He showed up. We was
No
looking for you.
Aaron, huh? Well, you better be sick, dead, or mute, Aaron.
No, he right here. He showed up. He said it was good chat. He was mute. He better be sick, dead, or mute. He was mute. True. Damn. Green's all over it today. Green knows everything.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Knows everything. I feel like there's more mods in the chat than there are chat. Oh, there's more mods chatting, and then there's chatting. Mods are chatting, but chat ain't modding. Us redhead children are here? True, nobody likes you. I usually just lurk here. Johnny Mastro creeping in the background. Johnny. Oh, maybe this will be the start of a ride up. With the 5, no bottom wick. 30 closes here in 100 seconds. Wick's the Pippenheimer. I am India. Nice to meet you, India. Five-minute broke structure. Yeah, we got a 30 closure in about 1 minute. Now, if we can tap the previous 30 high or the previous 30 body high, right here at 24.4, then we have the zucchini. If we close below here, right? If we close below 22 and tap 24.4 and then flip bearish, we have a zucchini. You see Sixers fans pissed off and Knicks fans show up to burn Sixers. Because, like, if you don't know, back in the 1900s, if you showed up to Philly, football or basketball games or whatever it was, wearing another city's jersey, you'd get roughed up in the parking lot. You'd never even make it to your seat. But that was in the 1900s when I used to go to the games. Now, and the thing is, Knicks fans travel, right? All New York fans travel. So you know what happened after the loss yesterday? Yo, tickets. New York fans started buying up tickets to the Philly game in droves. Like, it's gonna be like that again. The Knicks fans, they were doing numbers on that. Knicks fans, like, New York was overwhelmingly where most of the orders were coming from. Damn, that's tough. That's a strong bearish 30, right? You'd expect that to come down a bit, and it closed below with a bottom wick. Your issue is that 4-hour closing bullish. Excuse me. So you need the market to come up and grab more orders if it is to come down, or it's just going to continue to push up from here. There's quite a few things that need to happen. I mean, if this drives up, we have no, like, there's no advantage. There's no tell here, right? There's no edge that tells us this is a buy with that 30 closing like that. Ike got to head out. Got a birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Oh, to go to. Well, happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. Knicks fans drive to Philly because they dress up in New York shit, right? So that would be unwise to travel publicly, use public Philly transportation as a New York fan. Hey, Aaron was here. Arona was here. Man, all you did was throw the A from the front to the back. I see what you did. You just don't want us looking for you. Come on, chat. Everybody got to do a little flex today. Let's do a little flex. Let's go. Let's go. Get the biceps in. Yes. Perfect. All right. That was good. Good stretch, everybody. Good job. Good job. You guys are really working out, huh? I can see. I can see it. I see you, baby. Shaking that bicep. Shaking that bicep. Adjust your banana-shaped back. Straight cheese. Adjust. Caribbean in the house. W. Where Jake Quellen at? Where? She at Principal Oshak Hennessy's office. Wix and Don got no neck support on their chair? Yeah, because if you got neck support on your chair, you're a fucking neck bone. Like, go to the gym, bro. Get some traps. You don't need a fucking neck support. Alright, is that 5 gonna print back in range? It might. It's gonna close back in range. Sound like the Grudge. So the 5 did close back in range here. But it closed below this little area that I would like to be above. You see this area runs across 23, 23, 360. Because we might not, this might not flip bullish. If it does, great. It will, you know, we'll wait for another closure on the 15. But if it doesn't, like, there's a possibility it just drops here. Because like, there's a level that runs across right there. And we've attempted right here to close above, and we didn't. If we were going to come up, that should probably close above that area. As such. But maybe it's this area, right? For me, I'd want the last area to get past. Because before anything before this, within this little area here, it's, you know, it's arbitrary. We don't know if we're going to get above or below there. But it should, right? Based on the 4 hour and the bottom wick you just created, you'd expect it to come up. This is good though. The 5 flipped, broke the high. Maybe this is the beginning of the ride up. Fuck it, Jim got to do with with neck support? I don't know, because I don't know. Maybe the neck doesn't have enough muscle. I don't know, bro. I'm trading here. You guys are talking to me about neck support. Trying to find the support here on the charts. Nice. How heavy will it push? It's an area on the charts at 23.21. Yeah, I see. What's up, Damon? You explain the zucchini is basically the motion, but playing out without closing candles, just in 2 single candles or 3 single candles. If you can picture the motion or how his head and shoulders would look, except the second shoulder would be the whole shoulder would be formed probably in 1 candle. Right? So you had 30 closed bearish here, right? So technically this is the zucchini that's happening right now. Remember I said we're going to need to tap the top of this area. We have a shoulder here basically, or motion, right? You had a resistance here, broke the high, closed back in range. That's your fake out. The fact that you tap this previous resistance, right? That's your shoulder again, and then the break of the lows, that's your zucchini. So as it breaks the lows here, that's the zucchini. The thing is, we've made a bottom wick first, right? And then came up here. So I gotta, and we've tapped an area that runs across the board. If we made a top wick first, we're probably looking at sells on the flip here. And then we have roughly 24 pips as an advantage point. But first thing we did was create a bottom wick and then tap this area on the dot. So I'd probably want a closure below 22.4 before taking some more sells or taking any sells. Is it re-breaking the lows? Did it re-break? It's interesting. Yeah, it's a little tough, but should drive. Three minutes. I'm gonna wait for this 15 to close here in 3 minutes. Yeah, it's very enticing to just jump in positions, but I just need confirmations. Because like back in the day, I would have took buys over here, sells over here, and like, and probably close them both out and draw down. Meanwhile, like, you know, the market went nowhere. So we started today's stream at 23:22. We are here right now again. Used to do that stuff, yeah. Like that's where a lot of like break-even traders, right? They win in a driving market, right? And they lose in a ranging market because they get used to the market pushing. So they think every push is their push, right? They get proper entries. Like if the market was driving, yeah, it would be ideal entries. But you got to realize the cycle you're in, and if you're not driving, you're ranging at that moment. The same rules to the same price action doesn't necessarily apply. So you'd have to, that's where a lot, well, I'm speaking, I don't want to say a lot, but I'm speaking from personal experience and people reaching out to me and trying to figure out where they're going wrong. It's it's realizing where you are in the market. Are you ranging? Are you driving? What are you doing? Because yeah, you're a good trader when it comes to the market pushing, and you see supports, you see resistance, they're clearly established, but are you able to identify these things in a range and then use that to your advantage? All right, the 30 is going to close here in 45 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 15 closing here in 45 seconds. It's a nice bounce on the 5. It's also back in range. But it's below this area still that I kept drawing across the board, right? We were looking at before, like, yeah, we're closing bullish and above the most recent, but the overall, if you look at this level here, we're still below it. 2, 1. Yeah, I mean, we've attempted to come up a few times. And yeah, you see how it closed below the most recent. So, like, you can get a top wick here and continue the drive down. It's a possibility. You can just continue, not get a bottom wick and continue up, but overall, we've had no indication that, like, all right, this is the direction we're heading there. No, it's just ranged so far. And the thing is, once the 4-hour candle closes, you guys will be like, oh, all right, well, obviously, right, it's got a bottom wick, because there's a chance this shit could close, right? This shit could close like this, and you're like, oh, obviously, yeah, it made a bottom wick. Why don't you just get in on the flip? And you're like, no, that's not how it was forming. It makes sense. I mean, it matters how it prints, not just what it looks like at the end. Shut up. Too late for those shorts. That flipped too quick. I was looking for this. Damn. It's a nice sell here. It's just, you don't want to take it mid-candle. Like, that's your advantage point. Hi from Colombia. Hey, Juan over here. Hasn't slept since the last Asian session. Go Colombia! Get some sleep, bro. Columbia campus was like Warsaw. No, that's Colombia. He's in Colombia. He's in fucking Kilo country. I don't know, and where the sellers, where the buyer, I don't know. During this stream alone, we've had at least 15 people shout out buys and at least like 35 people shout out sells. So I don't know. There's buyers and sellers here. Everybody's just doing their own thing. Me? What's the game plan? To build an atomic bomb. I'm gonna need help. With the cannabis to pack it. I got the bong. We just gonna need funding to pack it. What if Prime Pablo Escobar went against Prime El Chapo? Who wins? You know, honestly, that would probably be on pay-per-view if they had fucking pay-per-view back in the 1900s with, or like 1970s, 80s, 1980s. Yeah. I think if there was TikTok and Instagram and all that shit, I think these guys would be like, $100 million? Let's do it. Ooh, that closed back up above on the 5. It closed above this level we were just marking up, and it's got that bottom wick. Oh, yeah. Is that it? Interesting. Yeah, that closed above chart. I'm going to take a buy right here. Gotta buy it right as it flipped bullish. So, hold on. Took a buy right there. It's an interesting closure on the 5 back in range. So the fill of the wick is your advantage point. And really target probably here, 50. If it comes down further, there's a chance it come down here. I would expect it to come up at least to this point. But for now, we had the 5 close back in range. So for me to manage risk, we would have to close way below the range. For now, this is what we're going to look like. Because why would it close above, right? It created all these wicks. It finally found a support. It couldn't close above this little area, rejected off of it. 3 candles rejected, and then it finally closes above it after grabbing all these orders. Okay, it could come down, but eventually I'd expect it to tap at least these highs before it makes the decision to come down. That was really interesting. Entry is 2323.420. That's so funny. What an interesting entry. Gang, you know what I'm going to do here? We got 5. I'm going to close this position. I'm going to close it here at break even. I'm at 1 pip in profit. Here's what I'm going to do. The reason I'm going to close it, I think this hourly, I wanted it to push up on that push. I didn't want it to come back, but we got 5 minutes for this hourly, and I want to see if we're able to establish this hourly. Just time-wise, I wanted that initial push. This is going to go down as a break even here, but I'm going to wait for this hourly to close. This is going to give me a better indication. So if it's, I would want this to push up, because on the next hourly we can say we respected support, bottom wick will come back up. But right, because the 30 will close bullish. Great. So I'd want this to push up, but there's a chance it doesn't, because, well, that initial 5 didn't push. Well, now it pushes. But I'm going to wait here 5 minutes, and I'll probably stick around for the first 15 or 20 of the next hourly. It's just, that's not pretty. You wanted that 5 to really push. Chad, do we count that as a W? I made 1 pip. I'm just fucking joking. Okay, perfect. One pip's a win. No, just kidding. Just kidding. This is good though. So I'd want to see a closure above 24, and I'd want to see a top wick. If we can do that, we will look for positions on the next hourly. Like drop number 166. Amazing. Break even number 59 on the year. Really wanted that initial push off the 5. Three minutes here. 3 minutes here for the hourly. Remember what I said? If the hourly can close doji, if we can close doji over here, that would be lovely. But you have 2 minutes and it's 3 minutes to go. It's a long 3 minutes. This thing is pushing. That's how I see it. If I lose any money, it's an L. Well, we have 3 pip loss, right? That's counted as a loss here. But then I have like 6 or 7 pip wins that are counted as break evens. So, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's a solid move. Yeah, it's good, but on the higher time frame wasn't there yet. And the 15 with the 5, it flipped and then it pushed back down. It didn't drive immediately. I was expecting immediate drive. If it doesn't drive immediately, I'm expecting maybe a possible closure here on the hourly, which was coming up in 5 minutes, in 6 minutes at that point. So I figured I'm going to close a B, wait the 6 minutes, and see if I get a better indication of direction. $90 seconds here. But the market has not gone anywhere. It hasn't pushed, hasn't drove its range. This is our session. Actually, this is our session right here. These 8 candles so far. It's come up and it's come down, but it's gone nowhere. We're stuck in a range. One to 10 pips BE. Yo, talking to Don, I was like, yo, we're in like 60 pips of drawdown. He's like, oh, you're basically break even. I was like, yep. That's break even numbers for us. After you see like 160 pip drawdown, you're like, all right, that's 30 pips is basically break even. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. All right, we're back in range. Can we get a bottom wick? 30. The hourly closed not doji, it closed bearish. And it closed below. You see this little area? It closed below this little area on the hourly. And this is where you want to be above. So it can drive. It can come up. It's made a bottom wick. But you're still below here. I'm going to wait here another 5-10 minutes, 5-15 minutes. First 15-minute closure. We might get something, but we might not. Like, that's not a pretty closure on the hourly. Like, there's a strong level here, and you closed below it. That's not pretty. Typically in this situation, you get a top wick and a drive down. The arbitrary thing here is the top wick. How steep will this top wick be, right? So, yeah, you can look for buys, but it can reject here at 3 pips, at 15 pips, at 8 pips, at 30 pips. It can reject wherever. Right now, it's just coming up for top wick, right after closing below the range. So yeah, it can come up 30 pips as a top wick, and you get your TP on a buy, but it's like it's very arbitrary at this point with no confirmation of a closure above. You need patience, not only before you enter, but after you enter. It's not just patience. You need a plan. Like, if you have a plan, you're not, forget patience, forget emotions. It's really all about just executing on the parameters, right? On what's in front of you. You still in for long? No. Close the B. See, it says buys break even over here. Yeah, now you're looking to see if you can get that closure above here. If you can get that closure above on this 15 or even a 5, you're looking for a bottom wick here to, I'd say, 23.8, which would flip this hourly, give it a bottom wick, and then a bullish flip on the 15 is what we'll take, or on the 5. 90 seconds here for this 5, and if it closes above here, you want that bottom wick to this area. Okay, if you're able to tap that, this is the low of the hourly. It'll flip it bearish, and then you'll have a bottom wick right here. Once that bottom wick is formed and you take a flip, you should drive and fill the range. I took the long because the 5-minute closed back up above range, but that was the only candle that closed above. You gonna call it falling asleep? I feel you, Eddie. Yeah, I'm gonna wait this out. There's a chance we can pull back here and leave a top wick and get a bottom wick on the next candle. Could be a 5, could be a 15, but the 5 is closing nicely here. This isn't bad. I like this. Just want a bottom wick. Alright, so there you go. The 5 closed. Above the range. If we can get a bottom wick, we'll look for positions. If it fills the range without giving a bottom wick, we'll call it a session. Very simple. Send you screenshots later. I got you. Oh, he dipped already. Alright, nice for coming down. Remember the 4 hour was bearish a minute ago, and I said, damn, this just, once it closes, it's like, oh, it's obvious it was a buy, right? It's going to look mad bullish, but it matters how it prints when it comes to entries. You want to give this candle a chance to flip. Watching here though. Yeah, I knew you'd hear me. I knew you'd hear me. Empty net. Oh, minute 45 left in the Vegas Dallas game. What about basketball? Basketball. Oh, game 5. About to have Dallas versus the Clippers. Two and a half minutes. So the first half of this 5-minute candle, we've created a bottom wick. What will the second half of this candle do? Oilers next? Yeah, I'm gonna watch Mavs Clippers. Well, and the Oilers too. I mean, Vegas, the defending champs. Yeah, I had Vegas to go to the finals in the West. They were my choice for Western Conference Finals. Icing? No icing. That went through the crease. It's offside. One-hour prints, no bottom wick. Do you expect it to get a bottom wick? I only expect it to get a bottom wick if the previous 1 hour closes below resistance, which it did. It closed respecting resistance. Oh, it closed below resistance here, right? So I would expect this 1 hour to flip, yeah. But on the off chance that it flips and then reflips bullish, right? If the 15 closes above, then yeah. Then we'll look for positions. Chat, make sure you also drop a like and sub to the channel before you dip here, and go follow the IG. That's what we really want to grow. Instagram, massive value there. It's funny content and it's entertaining. So entertain yourself. That's it. Dallas won. Dallas lost the first 2 games, and then they won 2 in Vegas, and now they just won 1 at home. Damn, is this what you're gonna do here in 5, 4, 3? Wow, Damn, I wanted the 15 to close. This 5 might just drive up. Wow, that's a nice bottom wick, but I wanted that on the 15. This 1 hour candle is throwing everything off. This should pop up here. This fucking 1 hour though. Like yeah, I'm just a big proponent of having time frames line up and having different time frames tell me the same story. Right now it ain't happening. Dallas clutch. Yeah, well, they were the #1 seed in the West. Do you think a seller cutting or buyer with confidence for a run over the range? I don't think in those terms. I don't even understand in those terms. Bad beat do live. Thanks, Wixnine. Have a good night. Yeah, have a good evening, Bray. Bray. I was gonna say have a good evening, baby. Baby do. Yeah, Vegas, the thing is, Vegas needs Pippenheimer on their team. How are you going to win the Stanley Cup with no Pippenheimer? Not leaving until we take this buy. Well, it's our last 2 minutes here. I'm going to wait in this 15 to close. Grab your Presidente. How you know Pablo's Mexican? Maybe he's grabbing a fucking Dos Equis right now. He's the most interesting man in the world. He once had an awkward moment to see how it feels. Just to see how it feels. How do you do it? Failed at Force 4.5 years now, and I'm losing hope and becoming depressed. I still tune in and don't trade anymore. I'm just lost. When I wasn't trading, when I was out of the markets, I was still on the charts. Takes time. Takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your bank account grow in a day. Everything takes time. You have to come to terms with the fact that it takes time, and then you have to not agree with the fact that you're not smart enough to do it or to get it. You have to fight against that notion. Seconds here. You see, like I said, we don't know how steep this 1 hour top wick will be, but probability dictates that it should come back down. This wick ended up being like 12-13 pips, right? But oh, 15 closed bullish above the range. The 5 closed with no bottom wick. This isn't bad. Can we? Can we get a bottom wick? I need us to break. I need this hourly to flip. Like, there's gonna be no buy unless this hourly flips and comes back up. Yeah, if it fills this wick now, I'm just gonna call it a stream. And I say this all the time, right? Knowing when to walk away or to step back is just as important as knowing when to attack. And at the moment, this isn't where I go attack mode. Love your streams. Don, the only reason I'm still grinding this out. Yes, sir. So you in front of the Hard Rock Casino? Yeah, I'm not too far away from the Hard Rock. Not too far away. The one in Tampa? No. The one in South Florida. The one in Hollywood. There goes the wick fill. Yeah, chat. I'm gonna call it here. It's pretty much the whole wick. So here's the thing. You still have a 30 closure here in 12 minutes. There's still opportunity here. But you want price to tap either these 23.7 area, which would flip the hourly, and it would be a support on the smaller time frame that you can bounce off of to drive up, right? Like you've done here, you drove up from this area to here, or you've done here where you filled the range, right? But you're gonna need to come back down and grab that area after closing bullish above this area. So it's failing to do that. Right. It created a top wick first and came down. And this is what I was talking about. See the hourly closed below, back in range, or back below. Highly likely this makes a top wick. We don't know how steep that top wick will be. That's why we can't take the buys, but it makes a top wick and should flip. Once it flips, there's no guarantee that it drives, right? Because the 4 hour was bullish. The previous 4 hour closed bullish. No guarantee here that it drives. With the previous 4 hour closing bullish and above the range, there's a chance this just could be making a steeper bottom wick to continue up. And in order for you to be sure, you're going to need some strong closures below the range, another wick to come up here, and then you drive down. So yeah, as far as positions go, our edge hasn't set up here, but this was the stream here, gang. This is our whole stream. These right here, right? This is it. This has been our stream. So don't get upset. Don't panic. It hasn't done anything, and it's not like if you're looking at the market, like where the hell would you want to trade? Would you want to trade this, or even this, or do you want to trade this? You want to trade something that looks like this, not something that looks like this, right? Such is the luck of the draw. Congrats to everybody that took W's today. The Pippenheimer wasn't Pippenheimen today. Gang, I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, just like I do every single weekday. We will run just like today. I showed up a bit early, but it wasn't closing great, so I didn't really turn on the stream, but I was ready to go at around 7:30. So tomorrow I'll probably be ready to go. If it's showing something for 8 o'clock, I'll probably be ready to go 7:30, 7:40. All right, so show up a bit earlier. You guys got to get in the habit in general of showing up a bit earlier. If you guys showed up a bit earlier, I'd probably start the streams a bit earlier. Well, not at 7, but like 7:30, 7:45 area. I think that's completely doable. All right, gang, that's my time. Javier, Santos, I see you guys. Thank you for sticking around so long. Zoom gang, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't worry, not Sunday yet, tomorrow. We still have one more session for this week. Congrats to everybody. You've made it to the second month of quarter 2. All right, it's been a great year so far, great quarter so far. Let's continue all of that. Let's continue that momentum this month. All right, gang. Thank you so much for coming through. Mods, appreciate your help. As always, chat, love and wisdom to you all. And as for me, my time is up. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Good night, everybody.